Welcome back to Zero Gravity, Apollo Media's NBA podcast, brought to you by Big City Wings. Shout out to Big City Wings for sponsoring this episode. It's Houston's wing joint, Apollo's wing joint. Go check out their daily specials every day. Thank you to Big City Wings for sponsoring this episode. And also, thank you to Celebrity Mint. Go check out celebritymint.com and check out their graded legal tender collectibles of Mike Tyson, Ric Flair, and more at celebritymint.com and at the Celebrity Mint on social media. So thank you for sponsoring this episode. As always, I am joined by the What We Learn Houston Rockets edition king, Josh Garcia. How we doing, bud?
Great, man. We got to see 4 games of Jalen Green Masterclass.
Sure.
Complete surprise to you, me, everybody involved. I feel really good. If we do end up moving on from Jalen Green, I'd be very surprised, especially after this last little outburst that he's had. It would take God to remove him from my Rockets. I'm doing a full 360 or 180 on Jalen Green at this point. Shitted on him all season. I'm feeling great. Year 3 Jalen is here, as the Summit Boys said. I'm loving it. How you doing, man?
Summit Boys, come here. I just need to say something. Year 3 Jalen Green started in October. It is January 31st. It's not the time to start saying this, all right? Boys, look at me right here. Summit Boys, I know you're listening. I know you're watching. Look at me. It's too late. It's too late to send that tweet.
I love the enthusiasm. It's perfect.
Shout out Jalen Green, though.
Sure. Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Good for the Rockets. It's been a fairly uneventful few days in NBA basketball. We had greatness with LeBron and Steph on Friday. Obviously, Luka Doncic scored 73 points. We had a lot of good things. Hey, the Mavericks came back down from like 20 against the Magic the other night. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
But other than that, there just hasn't been moments or anything big. No trades have happened yet. There was a little inkling today that the Houston Rockets offered 4 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges in the offseason, got turned down by the Nets, whatever. That's fine. Shams tweeted that one out today, January 31st. We're recording this on Wednesday night at 8:49 in God's time zone. So nothing crazy. Nothing too crazy, except, just put our tinfoil hats on real quick, Joel Embiid missed the Nuggets game, 10 minutes before tip. They're like, not playing. So then, of course, he has to miss the next game because got to make it look like he got hurt, right?
There it is. Yep.
Just tinfoil cap, all alleged. He then plays the next game last night, Tuesday night. I don't remember who they played, but he played 30 minutes, got dinged up a little bit. So he leaves the game, goes home. He flies home. They're on a road trip right now. So he's flying back to Philadelphia, not playing in the game tomorrow night. Back to Philadelphia for more tests on his knee. We're very close. Josh, we're so close.
Oh, my God. I love it. Once the threshold gets passed, you're just going to be seeing bombs go off in our heads. And truly, truly, I feel so lucky that I get to witness this. Luka Doncic is your 2024 Kia MVP. Not sponsored. I'm so excited. Man, he's stat padding really badly, and we've been talking about this halfway throughout the pod, but
right.
I really noticed it the other night. Maybe it might have been last night. He got the 30 game 30-point streak still going. But if you look at the game log, somebody said on Twitter, of course, I don't have that many eyes. I can't see much, but what I did see on Twitter was that he was just getting point after point after point. They subbed him out, and the team was up 30, I believe, and he was still in the game. 5 minutes to go in the fourth. Finally got his 30 points. They subbed him out. When is this going to end? Seriously, Nick Nurse, you're a player's coach. I love that. I love that for you.
Sure.
But at some point, something's got to give, man.
It's just like he got dinged up in the game, made it to the 30-minute mark of player minutes, and just he got dinged up again. I mean, he's probably always been dinged up. He came in as a rookie, just like never played for 3 years. We didn't know if he was ever going to play. Played 31 games in his rookie season, much like Zion. Right. And it's like, we don't know if this guy's ever going to be able to play over 30 games a season. Well, he has proved that wrong. He's back. He's coming back down to earth. He's a little bit older. So in the 2014 draft, the Andrew Wiggins, right? Yeah. So 2014. So we're on coming up on 10 years in the league.
Wow.
While he's only really played like 6, 7 maybe.
Yeah.
He's always been hurt. He's always been injured, always been nicked up. I get it. If he gets that under the threshold of 65 games, he will not be eligible for any All NBA teams, which would be a shame because he is one of the two best players, 3 best players
Yeah.
in the NBA right now, and he's definitely a top 2 center behind or in front of Jokic, however you want to put that one down. So it's a shame that he won't be able to make that. I'm just glad he won't be on the MVP ballot because that just frees things up for Luka, a much deserved MVP, and he's only like half a point ahead of Luka right now in the point standings for leading scorer in the NBA. If we get down to 58 games, he doesn't qualify for the points or for the scoring title.
This is an entirely different conversation we're about to be having if and only if. I'm not going to say when. I hate wishing bad things to happen to maybe not the greatest of people, but regardless. Joel Embiid has never done me personally wrong, but he's done you wrong. And I just want to be there to support you once Luka does get that MVP and the potential scoring title, unless Shea just comes out of the woodwork and is dropping 50 every night for the next 40 or so games. We're clear for takeoff. I mean, the plane is leaving the tarmac right now. I'm really excited to see what truly goes down, and I loved the whole process at the beginning, but seeing how, especially the stat padding against my team, that's when I really knew something was up. And I've kind of just been keeping tabs on it every once in a while, and every time I notice something with Embiid, it's he stays in the third, the last 2-3 minutes of the game, and they're up 20 almost every night, which good for them. They're winning games. Philly, outside of all of this, is still an elite team, even with their players hurt. Like I said, you saw Paul Reed score 28 the other night, which is awesome. Love Paul Reed, but dude, you're Joel Embiid. I loved the process. What happened? What happened to the man that I loved? Is he just ducking? Is he just stat padding? He is ruining my perception of the process.
Maybe. I don't know. Because he is the process.
At this point,
no other player is there left from the process.
At all.
None of them. Ben Simmons is gone. Jahlil Okafor never made it. Michael Carter-Williams only had a season. Like, it's gone. He is the process. He's what is left of the process. So it's hard to say. The team's just different. They're better. They don't have
Absolutely.
to like believe in their team in order to like think they're going to make the first round or the second round or even the Eastern Conference Finals one day. Like, that's where their hopes are now, and it's not like if we could just get one more lottery pick, then the process will then you can really go up from there. They've already finished that process. It's a different team now. It's a different aura. It's a different era of the team. So it's hard to say that the process is over. I just want this MVP to go to the correct person because I've got some stats. Got some stats here. Luka Doncic is the only player in NBA history to have more than one game with 45 plus points and 15 plus assists. He has 2 this season.
Wow.
Another stat. Luka Doncic of the Dallas Mavericks has scored or assisted on 239 points over his last 3 games. The only other player in NBA history to account for that many points over a 3-game span is Wilt Chamberlain in February and March of 1962 with 246 and 243 in 2 overlapping spans, including his 100-point game.
You're seeing greatness personified to the max. You can't compare anybody, man. Luka does. I'm gonna sound like such an old head. Luka plays the game the right way, and every time I watch Luka, man, he is dishing that motherfucker. He does everything right. And again, I hate to sound corny, but like it's true. If you watch Mavs games, I've been pretty tapped in the past month or so. What I've been seeing is just consistent, just ball movement. He's moving off the ball sometimes, which is strange because he's the big boy, but he's moving sometimes. It's pretty cool, man. And he has his spots. Of course, he is one of the better, quote unquote ISO players that you can put him anywhere, guard anybody, barbecue chicken every time. But he still moves.
He's top 5 in wing defenders of advanced metrics this season. He's like 5th in steals for wing defenders and all that. Yeah, he's playing defense this year for the most part.
Good. I love to see that. I love to see it. I want to kind of touch back on what we were talking about a minute ago. You said the Sixers do have kind of that elite team vibe where you don't need everybody to be healthy during the regular season to still win games. But I
Yep.
want to ask, who is your power friendship team this season?
It's a great question. Well, it's definitely not the Golden State Warriors.
Mm-mm.
Friendship. I don't know. Like I genuinely maybe like the Bucks since they fired Adrian Griffin.
They all banded together, right?
Just the pregame dancing and
It's
all that
cute.
the other day. I was like, all right, y'all are buddy buddy. Maybe Indiana.
Yeah, I'm
Indiana seems
thinking
to love each
either
other.
got to be Indiana or OKC or
Okay, so he's a good one. Yeah,
it's almost teams that maybe not they might not have the direct star power, but everything works. And of course, Shea is a star, Tyrese is a star, Chet is becoming a star. Buddy Hield is a great player who still is running the burner. I saw a tweet
yeah.
the other day, and somebody said, "Why weren't you tweeting from 7 to 10 p.m.?" He responded back, "My phone died." So
There it was.
great cover up, Buddy Hield. You're doing great. It takes no investigative work to understand your motives, understand why you're tweeting. I love it. Bring back the burners, man. At least
Yeah.
KD was sly with it,
I like KD now just in the open though. It's much funnier.
Now he just quote tweets everybody. I love it.
But yeah, I guess the vibes and the friendship stuff works when you don't have incredibly high expectations. While we do believe in OKC and do believe that they could be Western Conference Finals contenders, they don't necessarily have that expectation put on them just yet. Like next
Exactly.
year, they will definitely be talking about it. But it's like right now, they're like, Chet's a rookie. The Jalen Williams boys they're still super young. Shea's the leader, but he hasn't had that playoff series yet where he's got to go off and win a series by himself. We haven't had those
Exactly.
things yet. We haven't had the
Exactly.
expectations. We haven't had the experience. This will be the first year of experience. So next year is when those expectations will be put on those teams, and then we'll see how they crack under pressure. So, yeah, I think those two teams are a good choice. And obviously the Embiid Sixers, they have incredibly high expectations. They want to make the finals. They want to win the finals. Can't do that when you keep trotting out a guy that's been hurt pretty much all season.
Exactly. He's got to get 100% at this point. Philly fans know it. Everybody knows it. If you want the team to go deep in the playoffs, fix what's going on. Don't straggle a guy out there who's even 80%. You don't want an 80% player in the playoffs. You want 100%. And man, abolish back-to-backs as well. We talked about this, and I even just the workload in the NBA. Just can y'all just play a game every other day, please? I don't like when there's a back-to-back and then 4 days off or 3 days off. Like, give me consistency, man. Come on.
Yeah. Well, thank you to Big City Wings and Celebrity Men for sponsoring this episode. Just wanted to give them a shout out. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button on Apollo HOU's YouTube or wherever you get podcasts. We got Apple, Spotify, Google Play. We're on all the podcast platforms. So if you haven't already, hit the follow or the subscribe button on all those places. Would love to have that. Would love to have the feedback. Hit a comment up on the YouTube if you want to yell at me or Josh for making fun of Jalen Green or Joel Embiid, either or. This next segment is Trade Machine Day. We're back with the trade machine. We cooked up 2 trades each. We got trade deadline here in a little over a week, February 8th, right? Next Thursday.
Yes. 1 or 2 p.m. I forget.
Yeah, I don't ever remember what time it is, and I don't remember what. Just because they keep changing the time, like every year for the last, it seems 6 years, they've changed the time that it ends. So I don't know what time it's ending. But next Thursday, February 8th, is trade deadline day. While the big names have already been moved, there's still little pieces and little trades that could happen. So do you want to kick this off or you want me to throw one at you?
I'll get mine out of the way because I know there's going to be some type of propaganda. I would just like to start it off. I would just I would love to start this off.
All right.
Let me give you a situation. Let me give you a visual. You got a man who is sometimes, as you say, on crack.
Yes.
Tim Hardaway Jr. from the Dallas Mavericks.
That would be him on crack all the time.
Him being moved to the Brooklyn Nets, and of course, 4, 3, however many draft. I saw it was 2025 to 2027. Let's just call it that. It might take 4, but
it would be 27 a pick swap and 29. Okay. 25 will end up going to the Knicks if the Dallas Mavericks make the playoffs this year.
Okay. Good to know because Real GM did not tell me that. So thank you for that. We'll call it 2 first round. Let's maybe say 2 first round picks, another player going to the Brooklyn Nets. for Mikal Bridges. Kyrie and Luka need that third healthy, fun option. Like I said, Mikal Bridges is the epitome of health. Has he missed a game yet? He played 83 games in a season. I mean,
He
the
just
man,
will never not play. It's
he is
incredible.
incredibly healthy. I've never seen anything like it. Like I said, he is the Cal Ripken of the NBA, the modern NBA as we know it. I mean, of course, much smaller sample size, and I don't think he'll be playing 22, however many years it was in the
No,
NBA. God willing,
for sure not.
who knows? But that's my first trade. I would love to. And I would just love to see a healthy third guy. I assume let's say all the pieces work out. Kyrie gets healthy for the playoffs. Luka stays healthy.
Mhm.
Maybe of course Luka's missed a couple games this year, not on Embiid's level, but
No,
he'll be fine for the playoffs. I would imagine and love to see Kyrie healthy. Dwight Powell, that terrorist, get him off of that team. Longest tenured Maverick, found
have
that out
you
recently.
have you seen an image of Dwight Powell recently from the last
The
game or this one?
glasses, the glasses
The
he's wearing.
goggles is incredible. Yeah, he has a cornea scratch or something like
Oh
that right
man.
now. Ooh, speaking of getting hit in the face, Mac Kleba just got hit in the face by Rudy Gobert.
Oh, yikes.
COVID boy.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah. COVID man. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, bring back the goggles. Scoot Henderson looked sick. Remember that? That was a fun one.
With the tall
Uh,
socks too, he just
yeah. Oh
throw him right
yeah.
back in the 70s and 80s and call it a day.
Oh yeah,
He's the
dude. I
perfect
love
player.
that. We need to bring back the short shorts, the goggles, the punching, the throwing.
Yeah, let's just do
Sure,
it.
sure. They'll just bring it all back at once. But going back to my trade, man, I'm seeing Mikal Bridges look great in blue and white. Truly, like the more I think about it, I'm gonna be real because I texted you about this earlier, and you were very happy to hear that I'm
Yes.
I'm contributing to your propaganda using a very not suitable for work Uncut
Hmm.
Gems reference. I saw the
Hmm.
movie 9 times in theaters, by the way. Sick as hell.
It's a great movie.
Don't know how I fit 9 times in 2.5 months,
It's
but
impressive.
I did it. I did it as a broke college student. I still found the time and the money.
Incredible.
Mikal Bridges being in that Mavs uniform, man, being that third guy, and still not necessarily getting rid of much of your quote unquote core, even though there isn't really much of a core with the Mavs. It's kind of you have Luka and Kyrie, you have some
Derek
other
Lively.
people, you have Derek Lively, sure. I'm not seeing many vibes from that team other than the it's very top heavy. That's what I'm trying to say. So you add Mikal Bridges in the mix, clearly a better player than Tim Hardaway Jr. I love it. I need that. Inject that in my veins, please.
I am so down. Mikal Bridges giving me slight Michael Finley vibes.
Ooh, deep cut.
Like
That's a good one.
he's like Michael Finley to Dirk, Mikal Bridges to Luca, that kind of thing. I don't know. He's a
Oh
little bit
yeah,
taller. He's a little bit more athletic than Michael Finley, but Michael Finley was a big 3-and-D guy. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. Just give me the good vibe.
I
Throw
like that.
Mikal on a number 4 Dallas jersey.
Cop,
I don't
instant
know.
cop.
I'm not saying Hall of Fame, but I'm not saying Hall of Fame and a championship.
I love that. Please bring some more propaganda, man. This is a Mavs
I'm
podcast after all.
I'm down. You want me to throw my first one at you?
Please.
So today we learned that Kyle Kuzma's the asking price from the Wizards of Kyle Kuzma is not 2 first-round picks. They feel like it is much lower than what it is. They threw that out there to see if anyone would bite. Obviously, no one did because Kyle Kuzma is not worth 2 first-round picks. So the Washington Wizards are going to trade Kyle Kuzma and Daniel Gafford, center, under contract for a
He's
hot minute
mine.
here, 4 years and 3 years. Sending them down to the Dallas Mavericks, of course, here for Tim Hardaway Jr., Grant Williams, Josh Green, and a first-round pick, probably the 2027 first-round pick.
Mm.
You get a Josh Green young player that can still be developed, and maybe it's just he needs a new situation, needs to go somewhere different in order to get some more touches and figure that out. Grant Williams, see ya. Tim Hardaway Jr., half the time, see ya. The other half the time, maybe I miss you. I don't know. But
Been
sometimes when
there.
you're on crack, that it's more fun. But you haven't been on crack in a minute. So, I mean, he did score 30 something against the Magic, and it just looked awful the entire time. I was just like, how does he have 30? Either way, Kyle Kuzma, Daniel Gafford, so you get your backup center or starting center while Derek Lively is out with a broken nose. Thank you to Wendell
Sure.
Carter Jr.
Mhm.
Throw Gafford in there. You got a center that can rebound, play defense. Kuzma, it's a great third option. He's not your first option. He's
Mm-mm.
not your second option.
Mm-mm.
But you can throw him in there with the bench units, and you can let him fuck around and be the first option for a little bit.
Yeah,
Then you bring Luka and Kyrie back in. Then he's in the corner. He's cutting. He's doing different offensive things, and he's a bigger body that can also rebound that the Dallas Mavericks need desperately. So
I don't hate that.
Kyle Kuzma, Daniel Gafford for Tim Hardaway Jr., Grant Williams, Josh Green, and a first round pick.
Hmm. Who says no,
That's
right?
that's a lot. It's a lot that goes to Washington, and everyone's under contract, so maybe they don't want to do that. Maybe they want more expirings. We don't have that, so take it or leave it.
Yeah, yeah. If there's one thing about Mark Cuban, he's going to try and keep any core good or bad, and
Yeah,
till death does them apart. And with Mark Cuban out, is there executive changes next year? I don't know what's going to go down.
yeah,
I don't know. The Mavs are. I'm not saying the Mavs are in limbo, but this is a bad time to be in limbo when you
yes,
have a top three, if not the best player on the planet right now. You
yeah,
can't do that. It's the Hornets LaMelo Ball situation times 50. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
LaMelo Ball can sit and rot and lose, but Luka Doncic, no, he can't do that. He can't
No,
even afford a year anymore. I mean,
no.
we need it's almost Western Conference Finals or bust. I mean, even if you're a 5 or 6 seed, due
Mm,
to injuries, Derek Lively being out, Luka being out every once in a while, very rarely, but every once in a while, Kyrie being out somewhat often, pretty often.
yeah,
Uh,
thanks to LeBron for
mm,
that one.
yeah. Uh, I would love to say that I like your Daniel Gafford situation, but
You're being selfish right
I
now.
want him to be a Rocket more than I want him
You're
to be a
being very
Maverick, of course.
selfish right now.
Uh, if not Gafford, then Drummond for me,
All right,
maybe.
you can take Gafford if I can just put Denny Advia
Oh,
ad
Denny
whatever.
Advia, yeah,
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 Advia.
yeah,
Yeah, you throw
yeah.
him in there. I'm okay.
Okay, okay. He's got he's to this day he's got great upside, and I think that once he turns a corner, maybe gets on a better team, you put those white Europeans to the test. Luka Doncic, Denny Advia.
Hey,
I like that. I like that.
nothing says Dallas Mavericks more than white European dudes.
Exactly, exactly. And you're out of left field take you had the other day. Of course, I'm sure it was a little jokey, but I know you wanted this to happen. Nikola Jokic being a Dallas Maverick at some point.
They're
Sure.
best friends.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
And Jokic, you can. I know you probably have horses in Denver, but it's warmer. It's warmer down here in Dallas.
Mhm.
It's more of like a vacation retirement spot. So for your last like 10 years of your career, you just come on down here.
Last 10. The rest
Look,
of his career basically is what you're saying.
I'm just saying, Jokic. We have plenty of horse stables here in Dallas, Texas.
Right. Right.
Plenty of land. I'm sure Mark Cuban would love to give you Mustang, Texas, the city that he bought,
Oh yeah.
and just lend you all of the land, put it in your contract. Maybe he'll buy you a few horses. He just got an extra $3.5 billion. Maybe he's more liable to give you some things. I don't know. I'm just saying, Jokic.
Sure.
It's great down here.
Sure. Sure.
Denver, Dallas. It's like the same thing, but not at all. And you get to play with your best friend Luca.
Yeah.
Just
There
saying.
you go. There's the not the
This is the
last.
banana boat, but it's the Eastern European boat.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. The ship to Ireland during the potato famine. There you go.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything offensive, so I'm going to stop there.
Yeah. I was trying to think. I was like, what can I reference that's not bad?
I couldn't come up
Well,
with anything, so I'm just going to stop.
Potato famine killed people. But
Yeah,
anyway,
that's fine.
I'll give you my second trade, and of course, I had to go straight Rockets ball here. Um,
Obviously.
there is going to be some draft picks involved. I'll get to it. Here we go. Jock Landale,
Hmm.
greatest backup center in the league, a man who can really give you all. He can give you everything.
Hmm.
And our man Jay Sean Tate for Isaiah Hartenstein and Quentin Grimes
Yeah.
with a protected first round pick in a couple
Okay.
seconds. I'm thinking 2024 Brooklyn, maybe let's say top 8 or if not top 10
Okay.
protected, along with some second rounders. I
Huh.
would love to see that kind of situation develop back. We the Rockets gave up on Hartenstein when he was 21, and kind of led me to look deeper into it. People have been talking about Jalen Green today on Twitter, and they're like, he's only 21. Why would you give up on this guy? And I was like, I thought about it. I was like, maybe I have been too hard on Jalen Green. Of course, if Jalen Green wasn't playing good the past 4 games, playing well the past 4 games, I'd still be dogging him. But neither here nor there. Isaiah Hartenstein has clearly moved into a perfect backup big center position. he can give you almost 10 and 10 every night. I would love to see him kind of flourish in that role, not take too much time away from Şengün or Whitmore, or excuse me, just Whitmore and Thompson. That's why I kind of was hesitant on wanting a shooting guard or a small forward. But Quentin Grimes coming off that bench, giving you 12, 13 a night, that's, you're essentially cutting all the minutes from Reggie Bullock, who's on a 1 year, $11 million contract, which is insanity to me. Throw
Mm-hmm.
him in that trade too. Spice it up for the Knicks. Give him something to ride home about. I'm sure Reggie Bullock would love to be in New York instead of Houston as a young, rich basketball player. It would be great. But I would just love to see Quentin Grimes back home. Houston guy through and through. U of H. That Final Four run. I think he was on that team. Michigan, or I might be a year off, but that
Yeah, I
Jordan
can't
Poole
remember.
buzzer beater still. I rewatched that the other day. I saw it on Twitter. I was like, fuck. Still sucks. Still sucks. Um, yeah, man, I would love to see Isaiah Hartenstein mate. And it's weird because I love Quentin Grimes. I don't know if he's really had the most time to really explore himself, explore what he can and can't do in New York. I mean, he's getting every time I see him play, it's like he's in and out. He's in and out of the game. He
Mm-hmm.
he, he plays for maybe 10 minutes, and I'm not saying he get much more playing time in Houston, but you can kind of get a better idea of what's going on by not having Julius Randle, OG Anunoby, kind of holding you back. And I'm not saying that the Knicks are a shitty team by any means. They are I think 8-2 in their last 10. We'll get to them later. But
Yep.
I'm loving what I'm seeing in New York. I don't think that they'd break it up, but in a perfect situation, maybe get some extra draft capital for some of your bench pieces. Maybe use that draft capital to re-up and get maybe not a star, but a Kyle Kuzma type player to really give you that playoff push. I don't want to sit here and say who says no, because clearly I would love if the Rockets can make this happen, but who says no?
I know who says no. It's
Yeah,
the New York Knicks. They're not
I
trading
know,
Hartenstein.
I
They
know,
won't do it
I
because
know.
no Mitchell Robinson until probably April, I would assume. Like the end of the last 2 weeks of the regular season is probably when Mitchell Robinson will be back.
Right.
They don't really have backup centers. Hartenstein's really good. Obviously, OG a little bit banged up, and now Julius Randle is out for 3 weeks, probably with the dislocated shoulder.
Mm.
Um, I think you can get Quentin Grimes just for Jayshawn Tate. No picks, no nothing.
Yeah.
I think you just do a 1-for-1 swap. I think
Oh,
Jayshawn Tate fills a need for Tibbs, has a new punching bag, a guy that he can throw out there and
yeah.
just run into the ground if he wants to on the bench
There you go.
minutes. And he doesn't like Quentin Grimes. So Quentin Grimes is not a cultural fit with the New York Knicks, allegedly. The cultural fit means that you're willing to play like 50 minutes a game and do all of the things that Tom Thibodeau loves.
And
It takes
die.
a very special player to do that.
Yeah.
Obviously, OG Anunoby is like the perfect quintessential fit for Tibbs. He is Luol Deng 2.0, but better. Um, so it just takes a special person, and Grimes hasn't fit into that culture, hasn't fit into that team. I think the teammates like him, but he doesn't fit Tibbs's motto, and that's the reason he's on his way out in some way, shape, or form. According to
Right.
Nick's Twitter, according to some people that I'm friends with, that's kind of the vibe. So you could have Quentin Grimes for Jayshawn Tate. I bet. I
So
bet you could get that one.
perfect scenario. Absolutely. Jayshawn Tate, when I saw him hit the step back three or attempt the step back three late in crunch time against Brooklyn in Brooklyn, uh, I'll leave it at that. That
Yeah,
was a lot for me
there you
to
go.
handle.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I got one more trade for you.
Please.
I was a little biased. I did another Mavericks trade. Shocker. Um, Golden State Warriors, welcome to the trade machine. You are no stranger to this one. Rashawn Holmes, Maxi Kleber. Welcome to San Francisco / the Bay Area / Oakland / wherever they play now, because I don't really know where
Yeah.
Oracle is. Andrew Wiggins, welcome to Dallas.
There it is. Talk to me.
No picks involved. Wiggins is a dried up asset, and they are rumored to be trying to attach picks to Andrew Wiggins to get rid of him.
Mm. Mm.
I'll just take them off your hands if you just take these two contracts that aren't that great and players that don't play. I mean, Maxi's been fine. Rashawn Holmes was like really good for a solid 12 minutes tonight. You can have him.
Sure.
You could just have him. He's got a player option for next year. It's like $12 million. I'm sure you can afford it. Maxi Kleber, he's got like 2 more years after this, maybe 3. I can't remember what it is. Like 13 million, but you can afford that. Maxi actually kind of fits your system. Defensive stretch 5 that can shoot threes.
Oh, yeah. There it
That
is.
fits. That fits with Golden State. Maxi, you'll love it. You'll love California. It's sometimes warm in San Francisco. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know.
I think
But Andrew Wiggins, change of scenery. It is run his course in Golden State. I think that's what Andrew Wiggins is. He gives you like 2 seasons. You're like, wow, Andrew Wiggins, this guy's fucking awesome. And then the 3rd season or the 4th season, it's over. It's just like, I can't believe how bad this guy is. Or why does this guy not care at all? Andrew Wiggins, you just need a change of scenery. Let's just get you to Dallas for the next 2 years, and then we'll try to trade you off once you give up on us too. But we need wing defender. We need someone that can create on offense outside of Luka and Kyrie. There isn't really, like, Josh Green is supposed to be that guy, but Josh Green isn't that guy yet. Wiggins, we saw you do it in the finals. You were like arguably the best player on the court in those 2022 finals. It's half the reason you won the finals. Andrew Wiggins, you were really good that time. So just do that again, but in Dallas. No first round picks. I think who says no?
Wow. I'm in a way I'm shocked because I think Andrew Wiggins still does deserve at least a first round pick back. I know he hasn't been playing great this year, and maybe he is kind of, I don't want to say washed, because he could be a great 3rd option. He could be a great 2nd option in some cities. Some are saying, but put him in Dallas. I don't hate that. I like your 3rd option. We kind of went 3 trades, 3 third options. I like how our brains just worked.
That's kind of what we're left with. There's
But no,
no
at this point,
stars available anymore.
yeah, at this point, I feel like the only thing though, I feel like it might take Tim Hardaway to get Andrew Wiggins.
Okay. I'm fine with that.
It might be a 1-for-1 kind of situation, and I don't really see you getting much or any draft capital back. And I just hope that something can work out for the both of us to where we're not left stranded. Like, fuck in the Rockets case, fuck, we're a playing team, and we could totally be in 7-8 seed maybe if we get that better either bench piece or maybe even a starter caliber player. But same for you if even if you guys don't end up being a 5 seed or above, you're going to kind of be looking at that trade deadline like, damn, we should have we should have done something. And I think these are all pretty realistic. I mean, my Mikal Bridges one is kind of insane, but everything other than that, I don't necessarily see happening, but I can see the fit and I can see it making sense as long as it makes sense for both sides.
Yeah, trade machine's fun. You can get lost and make some. I've seen like 6-team trade machine things that people are putting out on Twitter, and then there's like 20 players and a bajillion picks involved. It's straight chaos, and I can't keep up, and
Yeah.
I can't do those. I'm a 2-team kind of guy. Sometimes a 3 if it doesn't work out like the first time, and then I'll add a 3rd team to see if I can switch some money around and get cooking with that. Trade machine's always fun. So that was our trade machine segment. 4 trades this week. Trade deadline is next week, next Thursday. Maybe we'll do a little live reaction. Maybe we'll do some videos. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Trade deadline. It's going to be fun. Before we go, let's talk about the Knicks. The Knicks were 17-15 before they made the OG trade for OG Anunoby. They traded RJ Barrett, Emmanuel quickly. I reacted poorly to it. I was like, I don't see the value in this trade. Like, OG's a really good defender, but like hasn't been that good this year. He's not been very good on offense. Like, you're getting rid of Emmanuel quickly, who's 6th man of the year quality. Like, RJ's just been okay this year, but you kind of need RJ to play defense and be that 4th guy on the court that can score. You just needed that. They are now 31-17 since making the trade. Obviously, OG missed the game the other day with like elbow inflammation, and now Julius Randle's out for a few weeks with a dislocated right shoulder. But 17-15 to 31-17 is just an incredible run that they're on after making a trade. Like, cultural fit, play style fit, on the court. Like, he looks great in a number 8 New York Knicks uniform. Like, he is Tibbs' wet dream. It literally is fit like a glove.
Yeah.
Like OJ's glove.
I have a funny little anecdote to mention since you talked about OJ. I was at a little church thrift store today, and I randomly saw the If I Did It hardcover, which I have never seen it in person yet. And I kind of, halfway reached around. I wish, dude. I would have grabbed that so quick. I kind of halfway reached around the woman's shoulder. She had plenty of space between me, about 2 or 3 feet, but I kind of grabbed it over. Used my 6'1", 300-pound frame, grabbed
Sure.
it, held it. She saw me grab it, kind of turned around, and I was like, "Hey, you seen this? You seen this? This is a crazy book, huh?" And I grab it. I start kind of flipping through it. She's like, is that OJ? And I was like, yeah, he did a biography style kind of
Mhm.
recollection or whatever you want to call it, and a nice little chuckle about it.
That's good.
She might have thought I was a psycho, but
Probably.
she asked me, she was like, "You gonna buy that?" I was like, "No," but I kind of wish that I did, because that would have been a really nice
It
little
would have been
bit to
funny.
keep up in the thrift store, scaring an old woman for no reason.
It happens.
So yeah,
It's fine.
that was my day today. Thank you for asking.
That's good. It's good. Fun stuff. But yeah, the Knicks are awesome. I hope Joyce Randle gets back soon because they're incredible. Maybe they make the trade for Mikal Bridges because I think they have 8 first-round picks that they can trade right now.
Wow.
Um, that could get it done
Yeah,
easily.
8 of them.
All
Oh
8. No.
God.
But then you get the Nova Knicks, like they become the Supernova Knicks is
The
what happens
Supernova
because then
Knicks. Yes, yes.
you got Brunson, Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo, and Mikal Bridges. The gang's all there. You know,
Oh, that'd be
can you
perfect.
imagine
Hell yeah.
Mitchell Robinson, Mikal Bridges, Joyce Randle, whoever they or OG and Jalen Brunson? Like you don't even have to
Ooh,
worry about Jalen Brunson's defense in the postseason at that point.
yeah.
You're fine.
58 wins right there, baby. Full season, 58 wins. Book it.
Knicks are so back, dude.
Oh, dude, I love
They're
it.
so
Anytime the
back.
Knicks are good, that it's good for life, not just the NBA, not just basketball. Life around you just feels better. And I was in New York during one of their the only playoffs here. Am I? When did this happen? 2021, I think.
Yeah,
It's kind of
2021. I went to the Hawks Knicks game in Atlanta, game 3, I
ooh,
believe.
yeah. That was popping. The city was popping. I was in Brooklyn too, and it was still popping. It was crazy.
It's their city.
I love, yeah, they owned Barclays Center the other night, but I love seeing New York good again, and I really think that if they kind of continue to stay in this mode, Tibbs might have a case for Coach of the Year, which is a crazy thought. I I I don't know how that would work. He would probably have to get at least 55 wins, if not it's a Missoula
A top 3 seed.
situation,
I think you
Chris
can get a
Finch
top 3 seed.
situation. Yeah, if they get a top 3 seed, at which God willing, I'd love to see it. Tibbs got a case on his hands. He's got a case.
Just
So
the
yeah.
way that Tibbs was smiling in that post game interview
Oh yeah.
a few games ago, he's just in there grinning
He's
like
like, I'm
he's the
right.
evil villain
Yep. Yep.
in a TV show or a movie or something. Like he's walking in, he's like, "I did the thing that no one else thought they could do. Look at this. Look at
Look at
me.
us.
I
Look at
did it."
us.
Yeah,
The
Knicks
ringleader.
17-15, and now they're 31-17. I don't know if
Wow.
they're playing tonight. It's Wednesday, January 31st, 9:25 p.m. now. So if they play tonight, apologies, I didn't update the record. But yeah, the Knicks are awesome. Last thing before we go, Nuggets come back and beat the Bucks the other night in Doc Rivers' first game as a head coach. They had like a 15, 20-point lead in the second quarter, just killing the Nuggets, and Jokic comes all the way back and beats them. Hilarious.
Yep.
Welcome back, Doc.
Can't make this stuff up. Can't.
No.
Doc being in that situation, like we said, Giannis blowing a 3-1 lead,
It's coming.
it would feed
It's
families. It would feed
it's
families.
coming.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I don't have much on this, but Doc Rivers halfway congratulating himself. Did you see the post game presser? He halfway congratulated himself and was being weird. I don't know why Doc Rivers is still coaching,
Didn't he say
especially.
I wouldn't wish this on anyone? Like
I
this
fuck,
situation with
maybe.
one of the. I think he said I wouldn't wish
Oh
this on anyone coming in the halfway through the
yeah,
season and
yeah.
to coach 2 All-Star starters, one who happens to be a top 4 player in the world.
Like
Shame,
you
absolute
were.
shame.
Imagine how JB Bickerstaff felt taking over for Kevin McHale and James Harden being the sole reason why the Rockets were even touching 90 points again in one game.
Yep.
Imagine how he felt. Doc, that is one of the more out of touch, and I'm glad you reminded me about this because I don't know why I was drawing a blank earlier, but Doc Rivers is in one of the best possible situations. I actually kind of liked him in the media. I don't know if people hated him or
I
not.
can't stand his
I didn't
voice. That's the
I didn't
problem.
I love his little like froggy like silly voice. Uh,
No,
but I hate Patrick Mahomes' voice. I don't know. Maybe I
so
still
you
have.
just like don't like the higher pitch version of it.
Yeah. I think but I think that's like personal hatred because the 24-0
That's
comeback
fair.
they had. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I love the fact that Doc is kind of in the situation still outwardly being like, oh, this sucks, man. Fuck me. Like,
Man, I
people
gotta
would
go back
kill
to
to be in your position, man. Any assistant coach, you put Tiago Splitter coaching that team, man. Even Tiago could lead him to 55 wins. Like, you're good, Doc. Just fucking execute. It's not that hard. Well,
yeah,
it
they
is
weren't
pretty
even
hard.
getting coached, and they were 30-13. So
I know. How hard could it be, right?
I don't know. I don't know. That has been Zero Gravity, Apollo Media's NBA podcast, brought to you by Big City Wings, Houston's Wing Joint, Apollo's Wing Joint. Go check them out. They've got 13 locations in the Houston area. They're opening their 14th very soon, so go check out Big City Wings at bigcitywings.com. You can order online. You can go get some takeout. You can go there and watch. Any football, any basketball, they've got it all there. And thank you to Celebrity Mint. Go check out celebritymint.com and see their graded legal tender collectibles of Mike Tyson, Ric Flair, and more. They're awesome. They've got these graded coins, cards, all of the above. They brought by the original Rocky robe to the office the other day last week.
What?
The one that Sylvester Stallone wore in the Rocky movies. So we had that, and we did a little promo shoot for our TikTok. So go check out Apollo HOU on socials. YouTube, hit the subscribe button wherever you're at, and go see their Rocky robe. Thank you to Celebrity Mint for bringing that by last week. Also, the Willy Wonka original ticket from the Johnny Depp movie was there. Pretty cool.
Wow.
So check out our pop culture. I think that's Watch with Apollo on TikTok, and then Apollo HOU is our sports TikTok. But hit the subscribe button. Thank you to Celebrity Mint. Thank you to Big City Wings for sponsoring this episode. It's been Zero Gravity, Apollo Media's NBA podcast.